The Naval Academy has been the host of the trophy flags captured by the United States Navy since 1849. And in 1913, the Naval Academy undertook a significant project to preserve some of these flags, which had become significantly degraded over time. A lot of the War of 1812 flags by that time were 100 years old and made of wool and suffered from insect damage and other things. So the Academy realized that these things needed to be addressed, and they hired Amelia Fowler, who had previously worked at the Massachusetts State House on their flag collection, to come in and preserve 171 flags here at the Academy. That's enough flags to cover about 2 football fields. And she and a team of seamstresses, about 40 of them, worked in Mahan Hall for over a year to put these flags into the condition that we found them in a couple of months ago. As the flags were being completed, you can see that there's stitching all over the tops of the flags and on the backs of the flags. These were done to preserve the delicate fabric. They were then put on display. They were mounted in a display case in Mahan Hall. Now, the Naval Academy had more flags than they knew what to do with. So in 1920, they took some War of 1812 flags and put those in the cases over some of the flags that we see here. Flags from the Korean War, flags from the Spanish-American War. So since 1920, they've been in those cases, but hidden. And we had always wondered what was behind the flags, the War of 1812 flags. The problem is that they're in very large display cases covered with plate glass. Sheets of plate glass that are 8 feet by 11 feet are not easily removed. The doors aren't on hinges. We actually had to have somebody come in and cut out the glass rather than just simply opening it up like you would with a modern museum cabinet. And we'd wondered about the flags because we couldn't find them in our collection space. But we also figured that they probably hadn't disappeared, so the chances were good that we were going to find them behind there. The problem is that modern museums would not do something like that. But in 1920, it seemed like the best thing to do was just to cover them up. And in some ways, that was the best thing that could have happened to these flags that we found. The fact that they were covered up and out of sunlight for 100 years meant that when we took the War of 1812 flags out from in front of them, the condition and the color of these flags was actually really good. It was the next best thing that could have happened to them besides being in proper modern museum storage. We found almost no evidence of insects or other kinds of damage, so we were really pleased. And it solved a mystery for us. What had become of these flags? Well, they'd simply covered them up, but there had been no way to check.